The cherry blossom kiss that seemed about to happen at the end of our episode last week was interrupted by the ever poorly timed phone call, and Nabi and Jaehyun part without a kiss, but with heaps more tension between them. As we venture into more of the story, we see more of Nabi and Jaehyun's classmates, and the drama feels more full with this body of characters taking up more space in the story. Nabi's closest friend is Obitna, Yang Hae-ji, an edgy girl with a haircut I can't decide if I love or hate. But is this girl really a good friend? She spends the first half of the episode trying to convince Nabi that Jaehyun is a player and she should stay away. But then when she sees/feels what is between them when they're together, she seems to change her course and is playfully encouraging. Poor Nabi doesn't really need the encouragement, because she's overpowered by Jaehyun at every turn, even when she knows better. Their chemistry is ridiculous. How did they cast this drama? And while Jaehyun has a lot of question marks hovering around him, it's not hard to see why Nabi can't seem to keep her head on straight around him. Jaehyun's marked interest was one thing, but his propensity to touch Nabi is another thing entirely, and it's as if each time she falls deeper under his spell. In fact, there has probably been more skinship in this drama than in all of our 2021 drama combined, and that's thanks to all the shoulder touching, head patting, lip brushing, waist holding, and more. And let's not forget when Jaehyun takes Nabi's wrists and gently pulls her arms around his neck. But I'm torn on Jaehyun. While I can see the swooniness for sure, and feel it at times, too, I'm also losing patience for him. In real life, he would have gotten an elbow in the stomach at this point. He's all games, the meaningful glances and skinship and phone calls and inordinate attention don't feel like a guy who's smitten, but one who has set a master plan in motion. And the fact that Nabi half notices this makes it all the more disturbing. Nabi goes back and forth all episode long between melting in his presence, and trying to distance herself and ice him out, even just a little bit. This happens on repeat, in a way that's not at all repetitive, but instead incredibly true to life on how it works when you're neck deep in a crush and trying to decide what the other person is really feeling. The drama's strongest example of this is about halfway through the episode, when Nabi has a racy dream, hello 19 rating, where Jaehyun turns up at her door and the two go at it in intimate detail. Is this a K-drama I'm watching? The morning after this dream, Nabi is embarrassed by her own desires and shrinks back from Jaehyun when he approaches her in class. Then, that same morning, she gets her period mid-class, and has to slip out and try to go home and change before the situation gets worse. Before she gets far, Jaehyun follows her out, and intuitive being that he is, understands what's wrong right away, and gives her his shirt to tie around her waist. I might have wanted to slap him for most of the scenes leading up to this one, but yeah, who can deny this gesture? Nabi sure can't. It only gets worse when Nabi goes out drinking with a group of friends, solely because Jaehyun is supposed to be there. Her ups and downs continue, feeling the tension of the room alter when he walks in, but at the same time seeing how he treats the other girls there, Nabi remains in her hellish limbo. The thing that makes this internal tension for Nabi compelling is the direct contrast between her narration, which seems to exist outside of, or after, the story we are watching. For instance, during the drinks and game of Spin the Bottle, narrator Nabi says that night was the perfect opportunity for her to put her feelings to rest. But instead, well, we see how it plays out. Even though Nabi knows that Jaehyun was just fooling around with another girl moments before, she kisses him, and he kisses her back. And with that, narrator Nabi tells us, the gates of hell were opened. Everything about this drama is not a K-drama. But I can't tell if I'm refreshed by this, or about to click my heels 3 times and wish myself back to the much safer, happier world of my roommate Izuku Miho. The only things that remind me that this is a K-drama are, the fantastic sets, particularly Nabi's apartment, and the overt PPL in this episode. While I'm finding the drama really well executed, from the cinematography to the all too realistic scenarios, I also don't leave it feeling very good. We know Nabi is in for it big time. Like a moth butterfly to the flame our heroine doth go. But a step beyond that, it's the story that leaves a bad taste in my mouth. Am I too old to care about the flirtations and sexual exploration amongst college students? Or is it just the uneasy tone this drama takes, leaving us breathless one second, and then a little queasy the next? Surely that's the intention, so whether I'm enjoying the story or not, I can't say this hyper-real genre isn't whoa.